In the beginning of all things, before time as we know it, there was only light. And at the center of that light, an unreachable throne surrounded by myriads of radiant angels, dwelled the Most High. Among those celestial beings, there was whose beauty and splendor surpassed all others, Lucifer, the bearer of light. I, the angel of perfection. Lucifer was not just any angel, he was the anointed cherub, appointed to cover the throne of God with his majestic wings. Ezekiel 2814. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Ezekiel 2812. His creation was meticulously crafted. Precious stones adorned his being. His voice resonated like celestial harps. And he dwelled on the holy mount of God. But something changed. To die. The rise of pride for countless ages. Lucifer served faithfully. Yet over time, pride began to grow in his heart. I will ascend to heaven. Above the stars of God, I will exalt my throne. I will be like the Most High. Isaiah 140:13-14. The brilliance of his own beauty blinded him. He didn't just want to be exalted, he wanted to be worshipped. Like a slow poison, vanity corrupted his perfection. Thirst. The celestial conspiracy. Lucifer didn't act alone. His charisma, intelligence, and influence were powerful. He began planting seeds of doubt among the angels. Is God truly just in keeping all the power? Shouldn't we be free to decide for ourselves? With sweet words and seductive ideas, he persuaded 1/3 of the heavenly hosts. Revelation 124. The rebellion was silent, but spread like wildfire. The war in heaven. Then the silence was broken, and war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. Revelation 1:27. Heaven, once a realm of glory and worship, became a battlefield. Beams of light crossed the skies. Flaming swords clashed in the heavens. Angels fell like burning stars. Michael, the warrior archangel, led the faithful. His name means who is like God. A direct challenge to Lucifer's pride. The war was intense. It was not only about power, but about loyalty, truth, and justice. Lucifer's defeat. Lucifer, now called Satan, the adversary, could not prevail against the light of truth. His beauty turned to shadow. His name became a curse. His presence came to symbolize deception, not light. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Revelation 1:29. The fall was catastrophic. Heaven rejoiced. Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God, for the accuser of our brothers and sisters has been cast down. Revelation 12:10. But earth would now become the new stage of the conflict. The reflection of the war on earth since the fall. Satan has used the same strategies of rebellion, lies disguised as freedom, pride disguised as power, doubt disguised as wisdom. The same battle that began in heaven now continues within the hearts of humanity. Each soul is a battlefield. Each choice is a weapon. Divine purpose, and the end of the conflict. Even in the face of rebellion, God did not abandon his plan of love. A Redeemer was promised. Victory would not come through swords, but through sacrifice. Jesus, the Son, came down to earth to restore what had been broken, to conquer deception with truth, to bring light where Lucifer sowed darkness. And one day, the war will end, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire, and will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation 2010:8. Conclusion. A call to choose. The story of Lucifer's rebellion is more than a celestial tale. It's a mirror of our own inner conflict. God allows every being to choose their side. The path of light or darkness, of worship or pride, of submission or rebellion. You are in the middle of the story. You are on the battlefield, and every decision matters. Lucifer's fall was not just an isolated act. It shattered the harmony of heaven. It created a cosmic divide between absolute good and defiant rebellion. But the consequences didn't stop there. 1/3 of the angels fell by persuading 1/3 of the heavenly hosts. Revelation 124. Lucifer didn't just cause his own fall. He dragged down thousands of glorious beings with him. They left God's presence. They became evil spirits, now known as demons. Their nature was corrupted, and their mission to deceive, destroy, and oppose truth. They lost everything: light, purpose, identity, and now exist in eternal opposition to the Creator. 2. The contamination of creation. When Satan was cast down to earth, he sought to continue his rebellion by another means: humanity. In Eden, he used the same weapon: deception disguised as wisdom, least disguised as freedom. Eve believed, Adam chose, and sin entered the world. Genesis 3. Creation has been groaning ever since. Romans 822. Disease, war, selfishness, death all stem from the rebellion that began in heaven. 3. The ongoing spiritual war. The spiritual battle continues. We may not see it with physical eyes, but it plays out in our daily choices, temptations, and moral struggles. Satan is called the prince of this world. John 12:31. He prowls like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 58. He's the father of lies. John 844. But he does not have absolute power. He can only go as far as God permits. Lucifer's final destiny, even though he appears to rule freely, his end is already decreed. 1. Christ's victory on the cross. When Jesus died and rose again, he disarmed the powers of darkness. Colossians 2:15. That moment sealed Satan's final defeat. He lost the right to accuse God's children. His sentence was declared. 2. The final judgment, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire, sulfur, and will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation 2010. It won't be a sudden destruction, but an eternal separation from God, an endless torment prepared for him and his angels. He won't be king in hell. He will be the most defeated of all the condemned. 3. No redemption. Unlike humanity, the fallen angels have no chance of redemption. They saw God. They dwelled in his presence, and still they chose rebellion. That's why their judgment is final and irreversible. Vedi, Gen Final reflection. The choice is still yours. Lucifer's story teaches us three crucial truths. Pride comes before the fall. God is just, but also merciful. Evil may seem strong for a time, but it has already been defeated. Lucifer chose to exalt himself, but true greatness lies in humbling oneself before the Creator. And you, will you follow the path of light or illusion, obedience or vanity, eternity with God or Lucifer's final fate? The consequence of pride, a spiritual warning. Pride, it was the very first sin in the universe, not committed by a human, but by an angel of light. Lucifer, the most beautiful and exalted of all created beings, did not fall because of weakness or ignorance. He fell because of pride. 1. Pride distorts identity. Pride makes us forget who we are and tempts us to become what we were never meant to be. Lucifer was created to reflect God's glory, but pride made him want to receive that glory for himself. He said in his heart, "I will ascend, I will exalt, I will be like the Most High." Isaiah 1:13-14. But he forgot one thing: no created being can ever replace the Creator. 2. Pride leads to rebellion. Pride isn't just arrogance, it's act of rebellion. It refuses correction. It resists submission. It whispers, "You don't need God. You can do it your way." That's exactly what Lucifer believed, and it led to war in heaven, division among angels, and the beginning of all suffering. 3. Pride prepares the path to destruction. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. This isn't just poetic, it's a spiritual law. Every empire, every individual, every soul that exalts itself above God eventually faces a fall. Lucifer's pride led to his eternal downfall. He lost heaven, purpose, beauty, and future. He became Satan, the adversary. 4. Pride blinds us from the truth. When pride enters, truth exits. It makes us believe we are always right. It hardens the heart and turns worship into self-glorification. Lucifer didn't just become proud, he became blind to the truth of who God is. And pride does the same today. It blinds people from grace, from repentance, from salvation. 5. Pride separates us from God. God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4:6. Pride builds a wall between us and heaven. It is the root of many other sins: envy, disobedience, selfishness. It disconnects us from the very source of life, God Himself. Lucifer lost God's presence the moment he chose pride. Final thought: humility is the antidote. The fall of Lucifer reminds us that the highest position means nothing without a humble heart. Pride cost him everything, and it still costs people today: friendships, opportunities, inner peace, and ultimately, eternity. But humility, it opens the door to God's grace, healing, and restoration. Choose humility before pride forces you to fall.